Hey guys, so I'm getting a nice little insight. I have some of my best insights while I'm driving. So I'm getting an insight in truth about manifestation and in particular abundance. So and that really does, like, come on, we live in an economic system. What do we mean by abundance? Ultimately, most of us mean money, cash, sweet cashola. And okay, so here's the clincher. In truth, abundance comes from an energy of sort of benevolence and joy and feeling uplifted and feeling fulfilled and feeling creative. We live in a sort of creation-based reality, you could say. So if we're perceiving from lack, i.e. there's not enough and we're all separate and I have to try to get and I have to get more and I have to try to get loads, well, that is a limited state of being. So, and here's the thing, it's not about judging where other people are, because you know the expression, don't judge a book by its cover. Just because somebody appears to have lots of money doesn't mean they're in abundance. And here's why, because everything is always changing. Ultimately, our learning is really about people's vibration. And so what we can learn from other people's realities is what we do or do not want, i.e. somebody might have a really lovely house and yet they feel burdened by it. So we look at that situation and think, well, I might like a lovely house, but I certainly don't want the burden. So I want to feel free around my abundance. I want to create a sense of, freedom and flow and non-restriction around abundance. Now, how do we create that? Ultimately, we create that from resetting our point of attraction, i.e. resetting kind of where we're coming from. And instead of coming from this place of like, I have to get more, I have to get more clients, I have to get more money, I have to get a better relationship, I have to get better clothes. See, that point of attraction, I have to get, is really coming from a place of lack, which means ultimately, in the long run, regardless of whether or not you might get the car or get the partner or get the clothes, but if you're still trying to get, you're going to end up losing that. Or you're going to get it and you're not going to feel fulfilled. You're not going to feel grateful. And so you're just going to stay on that hamster wheel of trying to get the next thing after the next thing after the next thing. And that's kind of where we're at collectively, you know, like we're this consumerist economic, like let's just keep getting more oil and draining the earth of her resources. Let's just keep plowing forward without having a moment to pause and really feel into, is this serving us as a collective and individually. So flipping that paradigm, and it can take practice, and it certainly does require courage and fearlessness, but to really switch it up from what can I give, and not through depletion, not through martyrdom or status even, because we might see that there are plenty of people that I could recognize, like they might sign up to a charity event or they might do this, that, and the other because it looks good. So that's obviously something very different as well. But for those of us who are genuinely really wanting to make the world a better place, and who are genuinely really wanting to serve as many people as possible through consciousness, through awareness, through love, then it really is you tapping into your infinite intelligence, which is right there inside you in your divine spark, and feeling into that space of what is your service, ultimately what is your highest joy. Maybe it's painting, maybe it's walking, maybe it's luxuriating, maybe it's cleaning. Whatever it is that fills you up, whatever it is that gives you this sense of like potent creativity and also timelessness, that's telling you something. So maybe so more and more people are doing this teacher training in yoga. And I think it's really because, one, the awakening, mass awakening, but also because people are stressed out and they're tired, and then they go to a yoga class and they lie in Shavasana and they're like, yes, please. More of this, please. And then maybe they practice for a couple years, and then suddenly before they know it, they're doing a yoga teacher training. Why? Because their higher self is like, this is gonna get you to the next step, to the next step, to the next step. But I'm really noticing that the more I give, the more I receive. The more I'm coming from that place of infinite creativity and infinite joy and infinite love, the more everything really shows up. It does require vulnerability. It requires me to be as transparent and honest as possible with y'all. And it requires me to be really responsible for myself. And that's recently having to let go of certain things which I just knew intuitively were holding me back or blocking me from receiving that which I truly desired. I'll talk more about that another time, but otherwise, if you want to create more love and abundance in your life, then look inside yourself and figure out what it is that brings you that feeling of love and abundance and support, and then create from that place or serve from that place, i.e. like me, having an inspired series of thoughts while I'm driving, and the first thing I do as soon as I get to my destination is share that inspiration with all y'all, because I love all y'all and I want y'all to just feel that abundance and love and connectivity. Because as we rise collectively into that state of recognition, then ultimately we don't even need that physical symbol of the thing we call money. We're just going to intuitively have a dynamic and effortless exchange whereby we can feel if we're being pulled out, and then we need to pull back. So that's about recognition of energy, boundary, vibration, and of course, love. I'm gonna go teach some yoga now. Love you loads.